Greetings and salutations. May not have put my best foot forward today. This morning I got a phone call from a lady that's kind of like a liaison between me and my doctors. She calls, checks to see how things are going, see if I need anything, stuff like that. And when she called, I might have got into my feels a little bit. To be honest with you, I wasn't in a bad mood. I wasn't really even thinking much about it, but I was kind of just sitting there doing my thing, just watching some shows, and she called and might have got into my feels a little, as the kids say today. She's called on, hey, I haven't talked to you. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks. Says, I just want to check on, she's like biting probably by the time we were done talking. She's like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, yeah, I'll be all right. But I probably didn't sound like I was doing too good. Truth of the matter is, I'm just getting a little frustrated with it all. Do you ever just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again with these doctors. They say, oh, let's do this, and I do it, and then, oh, keep on keeping on. Then they call, how you doing? I'm like, well, this is changed. Well, keep on. It feels like I'm having the same conversation with them every time. Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. It's kind of like it's starting to get that way for me. There's only one doctor, my kidney doctor, who, in my opinion, has shown much interest into what's going on. And I think one of the things is because he's just surprised I'm not back on dialysis. When I got off dialysis, coming up on 2 years, last time I talked to him, he said, he says, how you feeling? I'm like, good. He says, when you got off dialysis, he says, we gave you about 4 to 6 months for you to come back. He says, I am genuinely impressed that you've made it this long. Which was a nice compliment. But he's always, I don't know, he seems to be, I don't know. But my other doctors, they're fine. It's just, I don't really feel like they're really giving much thought to things like the whole throat, fluid in the top of my lungs, not in the bottom of my lungs like I used to get, but in the top of my things, and not being able to, and sometimes when I'm laying down, I feel like instead of being able to take a deep breath, like let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, a 10 would be a full deep breath. I feel like I can only breathe up to about 3, 4 sometimes. It was very strange. And then when I get up, I can take a deep breath, I'm fine. So I've mentioned it to the doctors, and they didn't really seem to care. So anyway, she called, and I wasn't, what's the word? I wasn't overly exaggerating the problem. I think I told her, I'm just frustrated with the lack of any progress or anything. It's just like, I don't know, they want you to do this, and then you do it, and then they're like, well, you just keep on doing that, and well, it hasn't worked up to this point, so why are we still doing it? I don't know. And then they want you to take more and more pills, and she was like, oh, well, maybe we need to switch the pills around. I said, I take over 20 pills a day. I said, I'm not taking any more. I said, we're done with the pill situation. All that is them just throwing something on the wall, hoping something sticks. I'm not a guinea pig. I'm not the one that's going to be that gets to take 50 pills a day. It's just not going to happen. I'm getting to the point where it's like, do I keep on doing all this crap they want me to do and kind of just slumping along being miserable, or do I just say I'm done with all that and just kind of enjoy what I have? I don't know. I don't know. Some of it has to do with me turning 55. I know it does, because I just, it's a mental thing, and the closer I get to my birthday, the more I seem to be getting kind of grumpy and moody, and I don't know why 55 is bothering me. It shouldn't. It's just another day. It changes nothing in my life. And yeah, I got a lot of health issues, and I don't get to do exactly what I want anymore, but it's not like I got demands on my time or anything either. I do what I want. So, I don't know. It's just, I'm in a weird headspace, man. It is just, it's frustrating because I can't work my way through it. It's like, I know I've got all these problems. There's only so much you can do for it. without doing something like surgery or something for the heart and the kidney, stuff like that. And even though the heart and the kidney thing is great and it might get you a couple other 10, 20 years of life, do I really want to put myself through that? Because I can't imagine what having your heart and your kidney replaced at the same time, how much, first of all, that would suck pain-wise, and the rehab afterwards would be utterly miserable, and it would take a couple of months, and I just don't know if I'm really want to do that. I think that's what it comes down to. I'm kind of in this space where I had to decide, what am I going to do from here on out? How am I going to handle the situation? What do I feel like I got to do? And I'm just not, I'm not sure. I do feel bad that I was not the happiest. I don't like being miserable or sad, and I don't like to be like that when I'm talking to somebody, because they got a whole life they're living and a day they got to get through. It's not fair to them. Of course, that is her job, but I think she was generally concerned about my mental well-being. The mental well-being, I'm fine. I mean, if I was to keel over tomorrow, well, I mean, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, I'd be on to the next phase and we'd see what that is. But I don't know. I just kind of feeling boxed in, almost claustrophobic. And I have noticed that at night, because I'm having such problems sleeping, that a new problem has now come up. Because why not? Because I'd have one more to the list. Is I get the start of an anxiety attack. Just the start of it. I've had it before, but this is like I'll turn the phone off and try to go to sleep, and my brain will start thinking, no, we got to look at something, we got to do this or this, and it'll start to get this thinking, and I'll feel like the walls are kind of closing in a little bit, and I'm like, what's triggering all this anxiety and this? I don't know. So there's something going on, and I'm not quite sure what it is, and then not knowing what it is upsets me more than whatever it is, because I don't like having things just happen to me. I don't really buy that. I think there's reasons for everything, and if you can get to what the reasoning is, you can kind of work with it and deal with it better. So I don't know. It's I'm just in a real weird place. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the rest of this week here. See if I get a better attitude. I hope I do. I don't. Being miserable or being mean or angry eats up a lot of energy. It really does. It is amazing how being unhappy actually makes things worse. If you can be happy, you can get through quite a lot of things. I have. But I'm not gonna lie to you. There's been some times lately where I have just felt like an unwanted dog that's been kicked down into the dirt, and I keep brushing myself off and getting up and saying, you gotta have a better mental attitude. You gotta realize the good things you have, and I can talk myself out of an oncoming depression or something like that pretty well, because I've been dealing with it for a while now. So I know the kind of little tricks you can use to bring yourself around. Just an example, not that this works for everybody, but some people, like for me, if I'm really starting to feel like a little down, I watch something that's funny, either comedies or, puppies, kids, something that brings laughter or is very lighthearted can really bring you around quite quickly. Or music. Music's another thing, but you gotta be careful, because music can do the other thing. It can send you into a depression if you're not careful what song you're listening to. So, I don't know. I guess I kind of need to work through it. I tried the journaling thing one time. Thought maybe if I put everything down on a piece of paper and kind of looked at it and stuff like that. But then I felt like I was obligated to write something down, even when I didn't want to write anything down. And that just made everything worse, because now I feel like, well, I didn't put anything down yesterday. I got to put something down today. And it's just weird. I don't know. When I was younger and I thought about getting older, you never think about the what it's really going to be like when you get older. You think, oh, I'll have a house paid off, maybe, a couple kids or whatever. You never really think about the other side of that. Health issues, mental health issues, and what just happens in life in general. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. Anyway, sorry to kind of ramble on like that, but I just, Just been one of those days, I guess. So I'm about to take a little ride in the beautiful sunshine, and hopefully that'll kind of bring me back up a little bit and get my mental state back on more of an even keel. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and we'll catch you in the next one.